I think it's okay. It's working now. It's working now. Just give me a second, guys. So I think everything is set now. So I'll just put up my screen, Figma, and that's it. So like I was saying, yesterday's class we had a little bit of catch up in Figma, and then we tried to refresh our memory on what we've done so far. Some of us who were in class, were able to ask their questions in areas that were confusing them so far. So then we were able to tackle them in class. So in today's class, what we are going to be doing is there will be room for questions, based on what we've done so far. But we are going to try to create a desktop view of what we've been doing so far. So I was assuming that we already know that, but it's very nice not to assume in this kind of stuff. So what we are going to do is we are going to be creating a desktop version, like let's just call it a hero page of that health app that we're working on. So because sometimes you might get a brief or you might get a job that will require you to create probably desktop apps or websites and stuff like that. So the question lies, is it the same approach we follow in doing mobile app that we're still going to follow in developing these desktop pages? The answer is yes. It's the same method, it's the same thing. So in today's class we're just going to be designing a hero page, and the reason why I'm doing that is I want to do it live in class, so you all see that okay, it's the same thing. So that was why I had to take my time to teach us how to design or how to use Figma to design. Now once you understand that class that we did on how to use Figma to design, ladies and gentlemen, you can design for any screen, be it your smartwatch screen size, be it your mobile apps, different phone apps, be it your websites, different websites, you can also design. But let's just do one thing in class. So now usually before, I told us that before we start designing for mobile apps, we need to do our wireframes, right? Are you guys with me?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So we need to do our wireframes. Now the truth is the same thing with desktop, but for the purpose of this class, and because of the time we are working with, you understand, and the things we want to achieve within the little time we have for this class, I will be explaining my wireframe because I have my wireframe all sketched out on a paper here with me, you understand. So I'll be explaining it and then I'll directly be going into the design. Now one key thing I want you guys to take out from this class is how to design dashboards, because when you're working in this kind of app, you find out that you're going to be having dashboards where the user can track their health, and where of course anybody probably from the medical, because we have two main users, the medical practitioners and the users now, who are the people who needs the attention of the medical practitioners. So where you need a dashboard where the medical practitioners can actually track the users, they are giving attention to appointments and all of those, you understand, and then the user themselves should be able to have a track of probably their health record or something like that. So, and aside from that, most of the designs you're going to be designing, especially when that design is kind of dynamic and has back end, you as a designer, you're going to be designing, dashboards. Dashboards are like, okay, what the user or probably the admin will be seeing. That's through dashboard. That's how they monitor what is actually going on in the website, depending on the kind of website is going to be. So I'll be taking a dashboard approach, in this class. I'll be trying to inculcate dashboards. But the reason for me to do that is I want you guys to actually see that, okay, this is how it works. And if tomorrow you were faced with this kind of challenge, this is how you follow it. So let's jump into it and start. So already we have our style guides already created here. I believe we all remember how we created our style guide. So I'll be picking some similarities from the style guides while working on the web page. So let me come to the main UI page. Yeah, I think we don't need this now. Let me just delete. So first of all, I create my frames, and then in my frame I could just use the desktop size. Probably in my desktop I'll use 16. So now based on my wireframe which I sketched here, I have a navigation bar. Now when you're designing a website, of course they normally teach developers this stuff. Now when you're designing a website, they normally tell developers that you should divide the web page into sections. First of all is your header navigation bar, then we have your header section, then we have the body section, and then we have the footer section. Now these are the basic properties that a website will always have. You understand? So as designers, it's equally advisable that we implement this method like it's usually easy, trust me, because sometimes you might jump into a work and you don't know how to go about it or what to do. You understand? So always follow this method. So you will have a navigation bar. Now while having a navigation bar, you now decide, it's now left for you to decide, how do you want this navigation bar to be? Do you want your navigation bar to be by the side, just like this? So I'll just draw something like this here. So do you want it to be by the side just like this, or do you want the navigation bar to be at the top hand side, which is like basically the most popular side? And I think recently we have navigation bars that are in these sections as well. So now you as a designer, you have the liberty and the freedom to decide which area you want your navigation bar to be. But for the purpose of this class, and since I'm following my UI, my wireframe rather, I want my navigation bar to be at the side, by the left hand side. So I'll first of all draw my navigation bar. So now I'll just make a rectangle like this size. I think this size is okay for my navigation bar. It's clickable. Now I'll choose a color. Let me just work with our style guide. So I'll click on this. I like this color, it's nice, and that's what we decided to use. So now do we have a logo? No, we don't have a logo. We didn't create a logo. So yeah, while working on your own mobile app, you can decide, you have the freedom to give it a name, and equally you have the freedom to create a logo for what you're working on. Now I think I think we should have a class on how to create logos. Although usually logos is like this is basic because it's your own initiative. Like anything you do for a logo would work. But I think I should just have a class that is dedicated to logo creations. There are actually some basic principles like the golden ratio rule, the grid method, that we can actually use in creating nice symmetrical or geometrical logos. Okay, we are going to have a class for that. I almost forgot that, but I think I'll just put it in our next class. We'll just do that. Usually I take logo creation more serious when I'm teaching like graphics design, but I think I should just bring it in, just like an advantage to us all. So I have this as my navigation bar. I'll just bring this. Now this navigation bar is probably where I have in my wireframe here. I have um, contents like dashboard, doctors, patients, schedule, settings, and logouts. So you in your own dashboard, based on your research, based on what you've done, you can figure out, like people like, I think Ahmed brought a powerful idea yesterday, and he said he discovered the idea while he was making his research. Of course, that's the essence of the research. So in Ahmed's navigation bar, you might want to have something like a feed. Ahmed, you're in class, right?
Present.
Yeah, so you might want to have something like a feed or like a post button or something in your own navigation bar. So but here, let me just write out this dashboard, RD. Yep. So I'll come to my text. I have my style guide here already set up, so probably I'll just choose a size for the dashboard. um, Double click on it again, and then let's try subheading 2. Let's try subheading 2. Yep, that's nice. It's too big. Is it big or my dashboard is not big? Which one?